I just graduated from the Royal Academy, Hogwarts Art School. And now I will immediately get a job in the industry. Yes. Portfolio? I don't need it. This is my portfolio. I graduated from this school. I don't need no portfolio. I will apply to Disney. I will apply to Pixar. And I will apply to Sony. And I will work in Spider-Verse 6. Ha! Perfect.
Going to the best art school in the world and putting it on your resume will not get you a job. What will get you a job is to have a solid portfolio. Hi, I'm Clarissa, and I actually graduated art school this year, and I managed to get 2 studio jobs right after graduating. But why is that? Because I spent the last 3 years curating my portfolio to the best of my abilities. I had tons of portfolio reviews with studios like Netflix, Sony, and DreamWorks. I don't gatekeep, and I actually want to share my discoveries and some tips with you guys today. So here are 10 tips for your next animation job application. Tip number 1, level up your art independently. You can have the best website, the best font, but what matters is your art. You have to work really hard to compete against thousands of applicants for the same job. If you're in art school, you're also sadly competing against your classmates. What happens when you compete with your classmates? You all kind of have the same work in your portfolio, the same assignments, the same kind of animations, the same backgrounds. Just doing assignments in art school will not get you a job because recruiters see the same assignments over and over and over again. Good for you, there is a way to stand over the crowd, and that is taking classes and leveling up your art. Luckily, Skillshare, today's sponsor, is here to save the day. Skillshare has creative classes taught by amazing, world-class creatives like professional illustrators, renowned graphic designers, and successful entrepreneurs. The platform is designed to help you build creativity into your life by learning directly from real, super talented, and successful creatives. I feel that I'm a pretty good digital artist, but lately I've been really getting into gouache painting to get back to the basics. So I've been taking Bianca Rayala's Escape to Nature, a beginner's guide to gouache landscapes, and I've been getting so much better at understanding gouache and understanding how to mix colors. The course was actually really short and very useful for me. I learned so much. Working in animation, my schedule is quite busy, but I noticed that Skillshare's courses are divided in small sections, so I honestly can fit 1 or 2 lessons during the day to dedicate myself to being a better artist. And this is the final painting that I did during my course. I hope you guys like it, because I had a lot of fun. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive 1 month of free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Tip number 2, have a website. If your portfolio is hard to reach, chances are recruiters won't even take a look at it. Dropbox, no. Google Drive, no. ArtStation, maybe. Honestly, having a website is the most important thing for your portfolio. It is a deal breaker for a lot of recruiters. There are tons of website creators around, so choose whatever works best for you and your budget, but make a website. Tip number 3, put your best work up front. Always put your most impressive artwork first. Whatever piece you like best, chances are it's the piece that recruiters will like best too. Sometimes it only takes 1 glance for recruiters to know if you are hired or not. Make it big and flashy, like bam, here's what I do best. Tip number 4, have only 1 or 2 specializations max. I know animation has so many cool branches. There's 3D, there's 2D animation, there's background art, there's layout, there's biz dev, there's so many things to do. And I know it's super hard to choose what you want to do, and honestly, you kind of want to do everything. And honestly, I do not blame you. Art school basically teaches you how to do everything in animation, but once you have your portfolio, you gotta choose what you want to do. You cannot be a doctor that does brain surgery, then is a gynecologist and a pediatrician. That's just not how it works. A lot of artists put tons of specializations in their portfolio, and while it shows range, it also shows that you know everything, but you're good at none. Always choose what you're best at and focus on that on your portfolio. The least tabs, the better. If you want to do more branches, you can do different websites for the different things that you want to do, but always keep one website with one specialization or two. Have that one thing that you know that you can do well. Tip 5, keep it light. Only put 10 to 15 pages in your portfolio. Honestly, if you think that you have a weaker piece, just don't put it. Remember, quality over quantity. Tip 6, include your process. Sometimes even reaching 15 pieces for a portfolio is a little bit too much. However, if you include your process, you will make it even fuller, but also it will make your portfolio more interesting. I know that recruiters and directors love seeing people's processes. Why? Because this is basically going to be your job. Your final shiny piece is not going to be your actual job. The process, it's what you're going to be paid for. So always include your process, thumbnails, sketches, explorations. The more you explore, the better. Tip number 7, email and socials everywhere. Okay, so the recruiter likes your work, but what happens if they cannot contact you? No job? So make sure that it's super easy for them to contact you. Make your email the most visible thing in your portfolio. Make sure that it's in every single tab you have. Make sure to put it on top, put it on the bottom, put it on the contact page, put it on your info page, put it just everywhere. Socials are also really good because they show your personal side. Sometimes recruiters like going into Instagram pages and seeing your personal work and seeing what you're mostly known for. Sometimes recruiters even find you through social media, so it's even good to add your portfolio to your social media pages. Like having a bio site or a link tree with your portfolio is great for that. Tip number 8, keep it simple. I know you guys are artists and I know that you want to make your website as sparkly and pink and fun and animated as possible, but here the protagonist is not your website, it's your work. If your website is overpowering your actual drawings, you're doing something wrong. Honestly, the simplest the website, the better. Keep it simple, stupid. Try to keep the background maybe black, maybe white, and keep the fonts like really simple. It makes your work shine. What you can do, however, to add a little bit of pizzazz is to make a little logo for yourself. Maybe use a fun font for your name. Make sure your logo shows who you are, but the rest of the website, keep it really simple. Tip number 9, it's good to have a resume button on your About You page in your portfolio. It makes it really easy for recruiters to see what have you worked on, your experience, and that's another thing that has to be really easy to access. For example, in my portfolio, I have a button that links directly to a Google Drive. Other artists like to even include their resume as part of their portfolio, so it's something that you can scroll with. But Clarissa, I just graduated art school and I have absolutely no experience and I don't know what to put on my portfolio. I got you. Don't worry. I know. Your first resume is gonna be the hardest one. And one good way of filling up your resume is to help out in indie films or passion projects of people. I usually scroll on LinkedIn and there's a lot of students from different art schools and different places in the world that need help in their projects. So maybe reach out and help them out with one thing or two in their project, and that basically counts as studio experience. Even if you do commissions, you can add commissions as like freelance work. So if you're still in art school, I highly recommend for you to start looking into indie projects or maybe other students' films. Helps a lot once you're graduating to have a little bit of experience. Last tip, tip number 10, Study others' portfolio. So the way I got all of these tips, the way I catered my portfolio to the level that it is right now, is by studying other artists' portfolios. So I go on Instagram and I see a senior artist that maybe works in the studio that I want to work on, then I study it. The way that I study art is the way that I study portfolios. I see the way that they have their art arranged, I see how they have their tabs, their contact page. I absolutely study everything. And this is honestly the best tip that I can give you. Study the people that have come before you. See what worked for them. See what you like and what you don't like about their portfolio, so you know what you want to put and what you don't want to put. See their choices for design, what kind of fonts they used, if they used a little fun logo, things like that. Be clever and steal like an artist. Your first portfolio will be far from perfect, but it's your first step towards an art career. Your portfolio, like your art, grows with you and will get better as time passes and as you gain more experience. I hope these tips help you avoid the mistakes that I did when I started out. And again, thank you Skillshare for being my first ever sponsor and for allowing me to create content that I love. Remember, the first 500 people that click on my description will get their first free trial of Skillshare, and they will also get a 20% off in their first month. Hope these tips were helpful for you guys and help your portfolio stand out. And if you got to the end of the video, I had a question for you guys. If you were a vegetable, which vegetable would you be and why? Put it on the comments. See you next time. Bye bye.
Wahahaha, now with these tips, I will get a job in the industry. I don't need you.